Imagine a world where each person's voice is heard, valued, and recognized. In celebration of World Speech Day 2017, students in the Intercultural Communication class in the Department of Communication and Media Studies at Winston-Salem State University shared their thoughts for a better world.
Hi, my name is Talia Robinson. I'm a sophomore at Winston-Salem State University. My major is therapeutic recreation and a minor in psychology. Today we will be discussing how we can become a better world globally, and our topic was through verbal communication. Verbal communication engages one mind into a thought, therefore your mind nor emotions are directing your thought pattern. Verbal communication sometimes inspires another the willingness to put into action. For example, we can post 1,000 posts around the world about feeding people who are homeless or providing resources to them. But how serious are people going to take us if the message is not backed up with actions? Furthermore, steps to shape and invest for one positive outlook on the future. Verbal communication gives the strength so that the speaker workers overcome situation powerful but simple solutions to identify self-limiting behaviors, empowering people and guide them in the right direction. Today, we have Black Lives Matter movement, but we also have Blacks Killing Blacks. How can you push a movement when the actions do not match what they're trying to say?
Hi, my name is Bernice Ford Pulliam. I'm a nursing major, sophomore. If the law should matter to white people, why does not matter to African Americans? We have to teach constructive patterns in young children's life through verbal communication and our actions. When communication reads voices, it is not so much what people say, it is how they say what they're trying to say. In addition to listening to words, pay close attention to tone, pitch, and inflection, which indicate nervousness, anger, sarcasm, or confidence. Look for inconsistency. It's the person saying one thing in words and their body language and their tone is displaying something else. Do the words even match the actions? Today we need to learn that both verbal and nonverbal communication can be a key to a better world today.
Hello, my name is LaDeja Rodwell. I'm a sophomore student at Winston-Salem State University. Thoughts of making the world better starts within yourself. Every moment, every action we make has the potential to change the world. We all strive to make our lives better, but you've got to invest in your own time, invest your own resources into creating a better world, not only for yourself, but for the people you surround yourself with. The next generation, our children. Poverty rates are high across the world. We need to start giving back to our community, donating things, doing volunteer work to help change somebody's life. Stand up for what's right could actually change a person's life. The high school dropout rates are way too high. We need to figure out ways to keep our young generation in school, not just leave them behind. We need to believe in them, let them know they have someone that actually care about them, their future, and want them to be successful in life. Judging people based on where they come from and their background history, we need to stop letting violence, drugs, lack of education take advantage of our young generation. Follow your dreams as your natural born talents that God gave you and the skills to make a better world for tomorrow. As Martin Luther King Jr. once says, the right time is always right to make what's right. My name is LaDeja Rodwell. This is what I think to make a better world.
Hello, my name is Tanaya Banks, and I am a sophomore biology major at Winston-Salem State University. As Robert Allen Silverstein said, stated every word we speak and every action we make has the potential to change the direction of a relationship. Every moment is an opportunity to build bonds for a better world. The key is to be able to step back and monitor the things we say and do. Creating a better world requires teamwork, partnership, and collaboration. To live better, let our voices be heard.
Nobody can do everything, but everyone can do something. Unknown author. What can we do to make a better world? Good afternoon. I'm Brianna Wright, a sophomore biology major at Winston-Salem State University. The world would be a better place if people would speak up on the issues that are going on and take action. There are so many problems in the world today that people are aware of, but yet take no action on bettering them. The internet is a great way to keep in touch with what's going on as well as being able to voice your opinion. Seeking ways to contribute to change, whether it's being as small as recycling every day to help out the global warming, or as big as standing up for the laws that are being set today. A little effort can go a long way. What can we do to make a better world? We can learn from one another instead of judging them from the different stereotypes peoples have made on one another. Connecting with people from different spiritual backgrounds races, and culture, and even in remembering that everyone is human and respecting them as one. A homeless person is not less human than you are just because they're homeless. Through choices and circumstances out of one's controls, landed them in the situation they are in. Therefore, treating people equal, no matter their social standings, and no matter what's going on in your life, strive to be a better you and open to new opportunities, and remind yourself that there's so many things you could offer the world. Wanting to better the world has to begin with wanting to better yourself. Act in a positive manner and appreciate all that you have. Let's make the world a better place.
Think about this. How can you make the world we live in a better place? I bet you're thinking, those are big shoes to fill. Well, you're wrong. It's very simple. Did you know the first step to solving a problem is acknowledging that there is one? We specifically, as American citizens, have to stop ignoring the conversation of racism and injustice. While the topic may make some people uncomfortable, others have found that speaking up and voicing their opinions eventually results in change. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable, said Melody Hobson on a recent TED Talk. Regretting action is better than regretting inaction. No one likes the feeling of not knowing. Imagine not speaking up and forever having that what if feeling that you could have done more. There are probably plenty of people out there just like you who are afraid to speak up. It could start with you making a difference. Stand up and become the voice for the majority. You know, like the next Dr. King. Do you think justice is just going to be served? And do you think racism is just going to go extinct on its own? You and I both know the answer to that. So with that being said, let's get uncomfortable and speak out.
Hi, my name is India Boone, sociology major at Winston-Salem State University, and I'd like to tell you my thoughts for a better world. First, ask yourself, what is a better world? What can we do to make it a better world? What's going on in today's world that could be better than what it is? What's going on today that is terribly bad? Here are 3 ways we can make the world better. The first way is communication. We must all be able and willing to communicate with others to change anything on a global level. For example, with what's going on with women's rights, we have to communicate in order to let others understand why this is a very argumentative situation that can make the world better. We sometimes do not understand because we do not communicate. Following that is action. We as a human race have to not only communicate, but take action on anything that is needed to be changed. For example, voting. We cannot be upset with any way the election went if we did not all take the action to go and vote. And lastly is persistence. Nothing worth changing will be changed overnight. We as a whole cannot protest one time or speak out one time and think change will happen. Change happens when you constantly remind others that you will not, as well as the situation, go away so easily. For example, if Martin Luther King or Malcolm X and many others before us were not persistent with what they wanted to see change, we could still be living in the harsh conditions they fought for our generation to not live in. In conclusion, change for a better world starts with us. I'm India Boone, and those are my thoughts for a better world.
Good evening. The question proposed stated, what are my thoughts for a better world?
Ideally, a better world would be a world where there is no discrimination.
A place where your skin color, culture, or beliefs does not inhibit you from simply living.
On a global scale, we should be loving and respectful to everyone. Every day, we people of color walk through life looking over our shoulders, waiting for the next attack.
With the recent election of the President of the United States, one of his first orders was the suspension of travel from people from 7 predominantly Muslim countries, the Muslim, quote-unquote, the Muslim ban.
While the ban has been lifted, the outcome of this could have been devastating.
The ban would not have simply prevented people from entering those countries, it would have torn people away from their families.
Imagine never to physically see your family again, all because of what? And that is the big question, why?
The answer is not simple, but part of it comes from fear, and that fear is rooted from a place of not understanding someone who is different from you, whether intentional or not. So again, what are my thoughts for a better world?
A better world would not be discriminatory, because as people, we should consciously and actively listen and understand people who are unalike from you and your way of life.
Thank you.
Love, care, support, trust, loyalty, understanding, guidance, togetherness, determination, strength, compassion, positivity, encouragement, equality, focus, a sense of seriousness, peace, respect. If given the chance to make the world a better place, I believe you have to start with the people. The list I previously stated is what I feel can make this world a million times better. It's too much I, me, myself, and not enough of us and we. We must stay focused and understand there's a bigger picture here, and we're far too focused from it. We are all we have. We should be able to depend on one another. When one falls, they should be able to feel as though they have someone to pick them up. Hatred only stems from those who hate. Love one another. Spread a sense of happiness. Recycle when needed. Clean up trash if it's seen anywhere other than its proper disposal property. Give to those who can't seem to give to themselves. Lift someone up. Make someone feel the way you would want someone to make you feel. Give without expecting something in return. It all starts with caring. Caring about something or someone other than you and yours. Unity is key. If everyone could unite and spread love, there's nothing this world couldn't do. There will be no stopping us. I messed that up. Did you keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay. Stand up, stand together, and fight. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, straight, gay, transgender, boy, girl, cow. It does not matter. We all have substance. You may not agree with someone's liking, someone's choices, or their skin tone for some, but that does not make them less of a person. Allow them to be them while you be you, but at the same time come together and spread love. I'm not saying walk around with candy hearts, skipping through a meadow of flowers, but at least acknowledge one's existence. Spark of conversation concerning one's day, or even a simple greeting, followed by a smile, will work. At this point, anything is better than what we have now. We all have one world, one life, and one decision. Are we really going to waste this one shot at life with hatred, selfishness, and envy, or spread positivity, love, and happiness while getting in return? Remember, love always wins. This world will be a much better place, and it starts with us.
The wealthy only have an interest in obtaining more money for themselves while the poor are becoming poor. We let our fears control us because we don't ask questions about the unknown. We sit by and say nothing against opposition, and silence is just as bad as being a part of it. These are only a few problems that are keeping us from making this country and world a better place. It's time that we sit down and evaluate the things going on within this place we call home. It's time we start coming up with solutions. A little TLC is my solution. And no, I'm not talking about the 90s hip-hop group with Left Eye Chili and T-Boz, but I'm referring to just 3 simple concepts. T stands for tolerance. Learning to agree to disagree can take us a long way. We aren't all going to get along all the time, and that's okay. We need to understand one another's differences and not isolate, pick fights, or more recently, ban them because they're different from us. L stands for love. Love conquers all, and if we loved each other as much as we loved our favorite social media apps, we could start to see a change. Violence, rape, burglary, and murder would be no more, because we would care enough about people to not harm them. Lastly, C stands for courage. If everyone had the courage to stand up for what is right or to tackle problems within their community, we would see a domino effect. One good deed would lead to another, and the change will soon impact the world. So go out and share a little TLC with someone and tell them to tell someone, and let us make the world a better place. My name is Kiera Dawkins, and these are my thoughts on a better world.
Hello, my name is Malik Black. I am a senior art major from Charlotte, North Carolina.
And I'm Reggie Smith. I'm a sophomore nursing major from Charlotte, North Carolina.
How can we become better global citizens? I believe we must start by learning how to educate ourselves. It's important that we know about the events that occurred in the world in the past and today. We can educate ourselves by reading stuff like newspapers, articles, novels, or books as much as possible. Learning another language, discovering the values of another culture, or by volunteering or traveling to other countries. These are some of the ways that we can become better citizens, but we can only achieve these by taking the time to educate ourselves through studying, reading, or traveling. Nowadays, many people, including myself, do not pay attention to what's happening in the world. This lack of interest can form from either lack of interest or it doesn't affect us in any way. My grandma always tells me to pay attention to the news and the events that occur because it can play a factor in our future. Knowing what happens in the world can affect everyone's future. We should not pay attention to what occurs in the United States, but also what is happening in the world in general. For example, if I wasn't born a U.S. citizen and didn't know what about Trump's travel ban, I wouldn't be able to move back and from the United States. I'll be trapped in my certain location. This travel ban plays a huge factor in refugees and immigrants' lives in the futures for the next 4 years. This is a reason to pay attention to the world, what happens in the world, because we can educate ourselves by volunteering and traveling out and learning other languages and stuff.
Doing research on another culture is important when volunteering and traveling outside the country. I say this is important because many people in the world are quick to judge or insult another country's culture because it is different from theirs. This is a natural habit, especially when traveling to another country. This is known as ethnocentrism. An example of ethnocentrism is a United States citizen insulting a British citizen for driving on the wrong side of the road, or vice versa. This type of scenario can be insulting for another country and can affect how they think about our country. This makes it important to educate ourselves so we can prepare to avoid situations like this. In conclusion, I believe we should all educate ourselves to become better global citizens. We can achieve this goal by reading, studying, volunteering, or traveling. The more we know about other countries and the world, the better global citizens we can become in the present and the future.
Hello, my name is Brandy McIver, and my thoughts for a better world can only happen with the decrease of violence in African American communities. Violence is the #1 killer of children between the ages of 15 and 24. Many young people of color suffer from Black self-hatred. This is not genetically induced, but results from years of conditioning in the social environment. Many of these young people are growing up without fathers or significant role models. They seek and learn their behavior from television and movies. It is well documented that violence has become one of the nation's most endemic and epidemic healthcare crises. It is also documented that African Americans are at a significantly higher risk than any other racial or ethnic group. Just as the nation united several years ago to form the War Against Drugs, it is time for the people to demand a collaborative effort between law and medicine to eradicate this problem before it significantly alters prospective racial and ethnic groups. And these are my thoughts for a better world. Again, my name is Brandy McIver. Thank you.
Thoughts for a better world. Dear world, why are you so sad? Is it because we don't take care of our planet and we've tarnished its beauty? Or is it because people are selfish, heartless, and trepidatious? If only people could set aside their differences and come together instead of bashing one another and putting each other down, there could be more justice for what is right and what is wrong in our communities. If only people had more civility towards one another and less hate and fear of the unknown in their minds and hearts. If only people weren't so judgmental of a person's appearance or past and could actually hold a conversation with that person and get to know them for who they really are and give them a chance at living life above that bare minimum bar that they've been told that they can't get past all of their lives. A better world could be possible if we as a whole can become the difference.
Hello, my name is Jamel McAllister.
And I am Aaliyah Jackson.
When we think about the duties of a good global citizen, we imagine someone who takes care of the environment, fights for global poverty, and embraces other cultures.
First things first, we have to take care of our environment because it is an essential element to live in a happy and healthy life. We must start trying to fight climate change, war, poverty, famine, and disease. Fixing the environment takes global cooperation, so everyone has to be on board. However, it sounds like a bigger job than what it really is. The problems at hand can be solved by doing the simplest things like volunteering locally and participating in things such as recycling, picking up trash, using environmentally sound chemicals and foods, carpooling, turning off the lights when they are not being used, etc. The list goes on and on.
Something else a good global citizen does is fights global poverty. This is a much bigger task, so most people participate by donating money to organizations who are actually completing the task. For example, some donations go towards building shelters, schools, clinics, and providing vaccines. One of the biggest ways to fight global poverty is by supporting global education. Unfortunately, some developing countries do not have access to the same education as others. With that being said, we should work on leveling out the playing field and become a smarter world, because a smarter world is a better world. Even though this is an extremely hard task to complete, we believe that over time we can reach our goal.
Lastly, a good global citizen is someone who embraces other cultures. By this, I mean someone who accepts people who are different from them and does not discriminate. They just have love for the human race as a whole.
These are only a few of the many things they do. We hope that everyone is inspired to become a better global citizen, and surely the world will become a better place. Thank you.
Hello, my name is George Mathis Jr., and I'm a senior computer science major here at Winston-Salem State University. As I began to prepare this speech, I thought to myself, there are an endless amount of ways to improve the world. How could I talk about them all in one speech? Then I thought about the world and all of its billions of inhabitants, not just us human beings, but all the living creatures we share it with. As the dominant species of this world, it is our sole responsibility to take care of it. We all have to join in on a humanitarian and environmentalist effort to improve our world. If we can establish a culture of caring and compassion, we as individuals can make the world a better place. We can celebrate World Speech Day by using our voices to impact the world around us, by not only caring but encouraging others to do so as well. It would take a global effort to actually change the world for the better. The change we need in the world is going to start on the inside. It starts with loving thy neighbor, no matter their race, gender, class, or religion. Again, that neighbor might not always be a person from your community, but perhaps an animal building its nest in your backyard, or maybe your backyard itself. To improve our world, we all need to take care of everything in it. In celebration of World Speech Day, I encourage everyone to use their voice to make the world a better place. We all see things we know is not right, and most times we stay silent thinking, that's not my business, but it is. The world is the only home we have, and we should care about how it's treated, as well as the people we share it with. Some might think that they cannot make the world a better place, but we all have the power to influence those around us, either positively or negatively. Sometimes we might not even need to actually say anything to impact others. What we do in life echoes in eternity. We do not have to push our thoughts onto others in order to get them to do the right things. As much as people have tried, nobody controls another person. However, we can control ourselves and the impact we have on our world and others. A wise man named Mahatma Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Him and other great men left their mark on history through humanitarian efforts. They all have one thing in common. They decided to speak out. They did not just stand by and let people be mistreated. They spoke out to try to influence others positively. They used their voices to make a difference, and their words continue to echo in the future. I encourage everyone to do the same and use their voices to impact others positively and be the change they would hope to see in the world and become better global citizens. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Destiny Price. First, I think the world would be a better place if we all learned not to judge one another because of the color of their skin or what they believe in. We should unite and make this country stronger instead. This can be done with a little time and effort. We should take the time to go out and volunteer in our communities and donate any items we don't use so that others that may need it but don't have it won't be without. We should work on uplifting one another and not bring each other down by criticizing or comparing one another as if we are all competing. I believe this country would be a better place if we just try to think about others more than ourselves. Taking the time to visit a homeless shelter can be a huge eye-opener because it shows you that you have so much to be grateful for. It makes me feel as if I should do whatever I can to help the person in need because no one has the intentions of living under those circumstances. We should work on humbling ourselves and doing what we can when we can.
Hello, my name is Kayla Daniels, and I believe to make this world a better place, we should act as racism and prejudice never existed. If we come together as people or as human beings and finally see each other as equals, our economy, government, and everyday life will improve much better. No more fighting amongst races, no more judgment of people by what they look like or what their first name is. Actually getting to know the person, seeing their true colors, and passing judgment based on that. We should also learn how to be more aware of people's circumstances. Everyone has the same Now everyone has the same. Most people go without on a daily basis. Sometimes people put luxury things before what is most important in life. Just because someone doesn't wear name brand clothes or does not have an iPhone, they are not automatically on the same level as other people. Sometimes some feel as though they are beneath others, and that is why the world is the way it is. It is sad that we live in a world where clothes, phones, and followers on social media determines our worth in life. Stop looking at these things and start looking at what is most important. If we do this, the world will be a much better place.
Hello, my name is Tania Washington. I am a sophomore chemistry major, and today I will be discussing a few thoughts on how I believe the world could be a better place. In order to think of ways for the world to become a better place, we must first analyze how the world is today. Through my observations, I have seen a lot of individualism, very little collectivism, and an increase in school dropouts. Why aren't all races working together? Why does one race think they are superior to others, or why are school dropout numbers significantly increasing among the young population? Many people do not realize that this is not only affecting themselves, but the world as well. If more young adults are not attending college because they cannot afford it, why isn't there an alternate solution? Who's going to be the next doctor, lawyer, musician, or engineer? Isn't the young generation our new future? We live in one of the richest places, the United States of America, with many successful people who have more money than anyone could imagine. So why isn't a college education automatically free? How is it that those individuals who own numerous cars, residents, and businesses throughout the world is more cherished in today's society than those who work hard daily, doing everything humanly possible to make ends meet, but still live in poverty? They too are a part of this world who tries to make this world a better place. People need to learn to uplift others that are down and motivate them to reach the top as well. If not, our young generation, or people in general, are more likely to commit crimes or work at low-income based jobs. It is not their fault. It is survival, and when they feel like they have reached this low status in life, all hope is gone. So they accept living in a life of struggle. Many people are caught up in their prestigious careers that they forget about the real world and the real struggles people face every day. How can someone be happy with the world if people are not satisfied in the world they live in? If people knew how to work together to make a change, things would not be the way they are today. This world is full of greed and selfishness because everyone wants it all. What a shame. Thank you.
Take a moment and close your eyes. Imagine being asked to shoot your parents or you both get shot. Now imagine your parent begging you to pull the trigger on them. These are the things that happen in a third world country located in the central western part of the mother continent we all know as Africa. Mbote, I am Narleave Sal, a Congolese communication and MIS major at Winston-Salem State University. Today I'm here to simply ask you all to get in the know. We all know cell phones, but do we all know coltan? We all love diamonds, but do we all know Kabila? Kabila is the current president of the Democratic Republic of Congo, who has held presidency for the past 16 years. Coltan is a key component in modern technological devices, from cell phones and computer chips to the technology that is more present in global communication, transportation, and defense. 73% of the world's reserves are in the Congo. Congo is also the world's largest source of cobalt, a key component in jet turbines and gas turbine generators. That's just a little information for you to get a gist of how rich in mineral and important this country is to the world. Kabila, a native of Rwanda, which instead of being a neighbor to Congo has become an enemy, leads many genocides in the Congo with Rwandan soldiers in order for him to steal minerals. He sends these minerals back to Rwanda, and as documented by the United Nations, Europe, Asia, and United States of America purchase illicit coltan and other illicit minerals from Rwanda. Kabila then sends his soldiers to divide families by raping and killing the mothers, killing the fathers, and then using children for labor in mines. Kabila's personal profit from all of this is a little over $4 million a week.
Males and females are tortured and abused daily by law enforcement officials sworn to protect and serve. I not only think of that, but the single mothers working 2 to 3 jobs to put food on the table, the bullying encounters that led to suicide, or the high school massacres that kill innocent children. To resolve said issues, we the people must amalgamate and work towards a common goal, such as free healthcare, transportation accommodations for those with disabilities, job opportunities that provide financial stability, ways to increase and encourage education at the collegiate level, and increasing monetary benefits while decreasing student loans. So when asked the question, thoughts of a better world, I don't think of just one community or two. I think of the world as a whole, the countries who need our help, and the people who need our resources. For instance, take Sudan, Africa. Sudan, a country in northern Africa, has a population of 37.96 million. 15 million people out of 37.96 million people are considered poor. That is estimated to be 44.8% of the population living beneath poverty lines. Do we blame the government of Sudan? Or do we take matters into our own hands and help the families and children that are in need? Not just help for 1 or 2 weeks, help until we can say that we have done all that we can. In conclusion, I challenge every human being that is capable to reach out around the world. Reach out, my fellow brothers and sisters. Reach out and pull someone up with you. Not because the world is watching, but because you want to make a difference. Let's take care of our home, our tahanan, our domav, our casa, the world that we live in today. Thank you.